Well, Vaipuna and I are going to show you our millions of swaddles. We already showed you how to use the fleece one because that's the one that we actually use every night. This is a small, so it fits 3 to 6 months, 13 to 18 pounds, which is exactly what you are. And we like it because at night it gets kind of cold, so this helps to keep her nice and warm and swaddled. But when we have a warm night, we also have the cotton version. So the cotton version is just a little bit lighter and thinner, and during the day actually especially is when I like to use the cotton when it gets a little hot. This is a newborn size, so it's 6 to 12 pounds, and you can see how much smaller it is than a small. My husband also likes for us to move up in size because he feels like the babies, when they kick their legs around, that this is a little more constricting. So you'll want to move up to the next size when your baby kind of outgrows the first one. So this is also a small, 0 to 6 months. And the difference between this one and this one is these are swaddles because they've got the flaps and you get them nice and snug. But eventually your baby's going to grow up and they're going to roll over. And that's when you stop swaddling. But you can still use the sleep blanket part of it, which helps to keep your baby warm. So the cotton one, I actually didn't really use that much because here in Hawaii, it's warm enough that, they really don't need a blanket. But when they did need a blanket, we would put the fleece one on them. So this is an example of the cotton one, but they also have them in fleece, and they're the ones that are sleeveless, so they're not technically a swaddle anymore. They are now a sleep blanket, especially when we traveled. When Jackson was about 18 months or so, we traveled to Canada to go skiing, and gosh, having the sleep blanket was just a lifesaver. And I actually had this one handed down to me. This is a summer infant swaddle, and I'll show you how to use this one just so that you can see. It's a small, it's basically a newborn size, but she still kind of fits in it. Let's see if they say 7 to 14 pounds. Yeah, so she's 13.3 pounds, so she's just about to outgrow it. Yeah. And this is one that I also use during the day because it's made of very thin, light fabric. So at night, I don't feel like it's warm enough, to keep her warm all night. But during the day, it's great for nap time. Yeah. Because babies, when they fall asleep and stuff, and you put them on their back, they end up like going boop, boop, right, in their sleep, and it wakes them up. Yeah, they startle themselves awake. So this really helps to get baby regulated and to stay asleep for her whole nap. So, I don't know if you just saw what I did there. So you put the flap on her tummy, make sure her arm is nice and snug, and then in this one you just match up the Velcro. And then here's the key though. You put the arm down on the other side, and this needs to really get tucked under. Tuck, tuck, tuck. It's gonna be tighter than you're maybe comfortable with, but that's the way that you should have it. And then the top one you also pull very tight. And there we go, we've got a swaddled baby, which is the first step to the 5 S's as well. And I've got another video on that where I'll explain the 5 S's. All right, bye everyone. Happy swaddled baby.